Ladies and gentlemen, it should definitely sound different now as I have adjusted the 3.5 millimeter pin about 4 millimeters to the right, and that completely changed how my new microphone works. So now I'm not an idiot anymore. I'm in a little different recording location as this is where I won't make as much noise in the house I'm currently in with my parents as part of holiday. But that is all I have to say about that. Today, I'd like to talk about a game I picked up in the Steam sale. That game would have to be Awesomenauts. If you haven't played Awesomenauts yet or don't even know what it is, Awesomenauts is sort of like what would happen if you took League of Legends or Defense of the Ancients or Heroes of New Earth and decided to make it not as complex, and yet you add a different layer of complexity. And that's why I think this game is important. It isn't it isn't trying to be League of Legends or Heroes of New Earth. It's its own separate game. And when you look at a lot of the indie games that are out right now, they're all sort of, oh, well, Minecraft was big, so let's make a Minecraft type game. Or Braid was big, so let's do a puzzle platformer. Or this sort of retro style of graphics is really popular, so let's make a game like that. Awesomenauts seems to have been developed more with League of Legends is popular, but it has a huge community that is really hard to get into. Or the game itself is very difficult to understand. League of Legends is not difficult to really get into. In fact, it's very hard. Awesomenauts is not. Awesomenauts pulls you in from the start. It gives you a very easy to understand character right out of the gate, and all of the characters are defined and unique and simple, and yet complex, which is sort of what you need in this MOBA-esque game. And I always talk about little things. What about that makes me like a game? And I know it's kind of ironic. You look at my shirt; it's for the biggest game of the year in terms of marketing and probably in terms of budget. Well, maybe not in terms of budget. And yet I'm talking about an indie game of, granted, a very big and popular genre at the moment, but I just like to show that I'm a rather maniac person in terms of the videos I make. I'll talk about an indie, and I'll talk about this game, and I'm proud to say I'll do that. But what is it I would use to sell somebody on Awesomenauts? I would ask them if they've heard of League of Legends. There's a very good chance they've said yes. If this is probably trying to sell it to another gamer, I'd ask them if they've heard of League of Legends. They'd probably say yes. I'd ask them if they know how to play it. There's a pretty good chance they'd say yes because it's a free game. And then I'd ask them to say, what was your experience like? Did you have fun? Did you enjoy it? Did you get yelled at in your first game? They'd probably say yeah to all of those. And then I'd go, well, I've got a different game for you to try. And then I'd show them Awesomenauts. And right out of the gate, they'd probably like 99% love it. Now, there's definitely people who don't like that game. Let's not beat around the bush. It's a very simplified MOBA game in terms of MOBA-esque mechanics. But otherwise, it's very strong in what advantage it culls from itself. In that it isn't this top-down, you have the lanes and all that stuff. It's instead a platformer. You jump around platform, and actual attacks take skill. You have to aim every single shot, every single ability that isn't sort of a homing thing. You have to be good with it, and every character has their own little thing that makes them difficult to play and yet easy to play. So the character Derpl, for example, and that's actually the name of the character, Derpl, Derpl. He's a really slow, clunking character. Yet if you give him a lot of health, he can turn to a turret with his shield, so he takes a lot less damage and is able to output a lot of damage. I have killed characters very quickly with him. Also in that mode, he gets a nuke, which is But if he gets caught out on his own, he's pretty screwed. However, if he's in his walker mode, he still has these little trip mines that will hold another player and allow him to get away. And every character has these own little things that allow them to be just about anything. Lone Star is another character I play a lot. He has Dynamite, which is great for just doing straight up damage, but also has a blind effect, a possible blind effect. It also has a lifesteal, so he can stay out on his own. And if you need to make an escape, you just throw out your Hyper Bowl, and that will attack back. And every single character has its own bounces and unbalances. That means that every single game you play is going to be different. And yet, there's probably like 10, 15 characters in the moment, and I love it. If you have not played Awesomenauts, I would recommend you do. That is a game worth playing. It's a game worth enjoying. If it's on sale and it gets part of a daily deal, I would recommend you pick it up for Steam. Even if it isn't, I would still recommend you pick it up. As for only $10, yeah, you're going to spend some time playing it, and you're going to enjoy it. Why is it I see this game as important? Why am I making a video about it? It's because in this world where, especially in the world of MOBAs, where they're known for having this really harsh community, and, they're all about, being free to play or buying skins. This is a MOBA that you purchase, and yet you're still going to get enjoyment out of it because you don't pay for, you don't have to really do a lot of research. You can just play the game and have fun. And that, I think, is really important for MOBAs. MOBAs which are infamous for being very dense to get into. And to be honest, I see that as being very important. At least, I do. So, if you've played Awesomenauts, I hope you agree with my sentiments that it's a great game that should be played. If you have not, I would suggest you pick it up. Ravio is a great company who's been using community promoting voice actors, Total Biscuit and Simon from the Auxcast, so that's always great. It's good to see a company reaching out to the people who are promoting them. Wink. And it's good to see that companies are doing that. Thank you for watching this video. I shall give you my final Game of the Year nomination tomorrow, and then I will announce a couple days after that. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I shall see all of you later.